Hi, brothers and sisters in all over the world. So, there is the MATLAB tutorial number two. So, in tutorial number two, let me show you about how we can draw the given graph. So, how we can construct or how we can draw the graph of two functions, by a single graph. So, the graph maybe have an x component and the graph have a y component. So how we can represent those x and y graphs in a single representation. So MATLAB have its own command line. So now I'll show you about how we can write the command algorithm of a given graph. So let's start. So here I need to have a MATLAB here, and here is in a help menu. Here is my figure, here is my simulating box, and here is the MATLAB. So I need to have a new live editor here. So the first thing is my x value is, let's say, x is equivalent to let's say my x is equivalent to line space line space of line space line space line space line space is line space here in a 0 comma 25 2 times 5, which is 25 2 times 5 comma again 100. So here it is my x, and my y is y is equivalent. So again, my first y graph is, it is my x is my input and my y is the y value. So y is, let's say, sin x, sin x, sin x, sin x. So the next is here I have x and y. So as you know that the two-dimensional graph have two components. I mean two axes. The first one the x-axis and the second one the y-axis. So for this particular x and y graph, the x value is in a line space which is starting from 0 up to 0 comma 25. 25 means 2 times 0.14 comma 100, and the y is this one. So for this, let me start the running. The simulation value is let me appear. Let's press save, and then run. Sorry, there is not a live editor. So let me bring live editor here. Live editor. So there is not live editor. So let's start in here. So let's say x is equivalent to x is equivalent to line space line space 0 comma 2 times 5 comma 100 is my algorithm. So second one my y graph y is equivalent to sin sin x. So here my x graph is in a line space of this and my y. So let's run as well. So my graph is appearing such because I have only the one. So yes, here you go. By the way, it's not defined for that. So now let's run. Yes, so there is my A, and here is my Y, and next to that plot x comma y. So here I have my x line space, so from 0 up to this number. So the number is 10 is to last, because it starts from 0 up to 0 comma 25 comma 100, and the y value is in a sign of x. And again here I want to see that my algorithm values are appeared in such a way, and my x and here my y. So let's plot. Yeah, that is especially the graph one. So the graph value is for this particular, the x is starting from 0. Yeah, here is the x value. Here is the x value is starting from 0 up to 100, and the y value is starting from 0 up to this number. And again from here, let's say y2 is, now y2 is equivalent to, let's say, cos x, cos x, cos x, and let's plot the two graphs. Plot now x comma y comma now x comma y x comma y x comma y2 here, x comma y2 y2. Let's, you have to see here the difference is, the first graph is, the x value is line space, and the y graph is sin x. The second graph is, the first is y1, y1 is y1 is y1 and y are equivalent, so sin x, and the second graph is y2. So plotting for these values, just you have to see run in here, run all. So click means give the instruction for this particular simulation tool bar. So just run, and after very single second you are faced with the outlets. Look here. So now there is how I am gonna representing, I'm gonna presenting for all of you at the very beginning. So the topic is how we can draw two different functions in a single graph. So there is the first function. The first function is this the this line, and the second one is the red one. So the first function is, the x function is starting from 0, and the second function is starting from 1. So look to the y value is for the second graph is starting from 1 here. So there is the y value from 1, and here you have to see the x value, I mean the y value for the first graph is starting from 0 here. So that is the very difference. So we're gonna we're gonna look the graphs again in a hidden line. So for hidden lines it has some algorithm. So now it's not be separated in a very great manner. So let's separate in hidden line and in a full construction line here. So let's plot here. Yeah, sorry. So now plot plot no sorry plot plot the first line is x comma y here, x comma y comma dash line comma. The second is it's a y graph. So the y graph is x comma y2 y2, which is again separated by comma, and let's